But yeah, I think somebody can find this message very handy to their journey of their life, because it has a lot to do with believing, understanding that not many people believe in you. Not believe you, believe in you. Some people really don't care about you. And that's okay. It's about finding that path that it is okay. It is totally okay that people just don't want you around. They don't want what you have to offer. They don't. You could be the best, you could be the smartest, you could be the most cunning, you could be, amazing, darling. But, excuse my French, if people just don't want to give a shit about you, you have to allow them that's their boundary. Their boundary is, I don't want you near me. Or I don't want more of you. I don't want to see a lot more of you. Once you flood out all of that, because that is their circumstance, it should be able to bring you peace. Because no one in this entire world said that it's their permission to accept you because you're good at something. This is something that I understand all the time. It's, let me adjust my camera here. There we go. I was looking like Casper for a second. Just because, like, I go through this all the time. Just because, like, I do a genre of choreography, and I have an idea or innovation that is amazing. It doesn't give permission for me to be all around town to do this. I'm not speaking from my own personal experience currently, but from my journey of the last 10 years, a lot of times I've said, hey, I would like to do this, or I'm free to do that, or hey, I see that you're short of hands, I can help. Or even volunteer wise, I said, look, you don't have to pay me, let me do this or that. And many times I got, oh no, that's okay, we got this. And every time that I see the words, we got this, or we got it, I understand that though in my translation it means I don't want you. And I have to understand that some people don't understand me, so they always refer to a third person as we, because it's their only backing point where they could, they make it seem legit enough that, okay, there was a group of people who figured it out. It's so funny. One more thing that I wanted to say. This that I'm saying, it's really not a negative. It's really about addressing the negative, because I think when you address the negative, you learn that it's not you. You learn that you're not negative. You learn actually how positive you can inspire yourself from feeling down. Maybe sometimes it does get you down, like when you really have your hopes up about something and then someone discourages you. But that's just the whole stupid world that we live in these days, that people don't have the compassion, the audacity to allow someone to grow in their compassion. I see it daily towards other people, neighbor to neighbor. I see it, when I go to the grocery store. And and unfortunately, I have several work environments. I see it all the time. Instead of just saying, you know what, let's give you an opportunity, let's see what you can do, they rather discourage you, because many people these days have their crew, they have their clique, and they cheat the system by, saying, well, this person is not really qualified to do this or that. So, but because I am qualified, and they're part of my crew, that's just how it goes. It's just how the world goes. But the thing about it is, you shut it down when you have the opportunity. Everyone has that window opportunity to shut it down. It comes around. It's kind of like when an eclipse comes around in the world, that's your opportunity. That window always comes around. So, fret not, people. Stay encouraged, stay motivated, and continue practicing whatever it is that you do, because only that daily practice allows you to be fluent. It allows you to establish vocabulary with yourself, but there's no practice quite like being involved. And I always tell people that, I tell many people that on a daily basis, there's no practice quite like being involved. And even when I have participants who are involved with what I do, I always say, this is my best way to practice how to do this, because I don't get a group of people to practice this with, whatever it is. And everything's a focus group too. So I always like to say out loud, everyone, this is a focus group. It's just how you adapt and apply yourself to the goal that you're going, where you're going. I saw something on TV about, I forget, but basically they were just saying, if you, I think I was watching The Real, the TV show, and they were talking about, if you're good at something or you want to be good at something, you gotta keep going for it. You gotta set a high goal. And their example was, they were talking about Bruno Mars, how he always wanted to be like James Brown. He made it no secret, and that was what his intention was. He set his intention on it. He didn't have a plan B. He just bam. And they talk about Will Smith too. Everyone has their view and their opinion, but he didn't have a plan B. He just wanted to entertain. And I'm kind of in that boat too. I want to give the service of my heart, which is making people laugh and feeling good. And I've always been that. I've always been, everyone's cheerleader. And the fact that people cheerlead for me now, it's kind of cool. Like, I'm seeing it transpire into something. And a lot of people, they try to sit me down and say, hey, do you have a plan B? Or what are you going to do? Because you can't do this forever. And it's like, how dare you? You show up, you're here all the time. I'm here all the time. I'm trying not to get sick as possible. And, we should just be in the moment, enjoying the moment. But many people have their 2 cents of, well, you're not going to be able to keep this up. Like, no one's body is this strong. Like, you're going to have to always have a plan B. And it's like, well, but it took me 12 years to get to where I am now. Can't someone just, relax in their sweet spot for a moment before they have to decide what else? Because I think that's the stress and anxiety of our economy, is like, you can't rest. You always have to work. You always have to slave yourself. And when we have the mentality of constant hustle, sometimes you get really sick. You get ill. You get, things happen. But I hope this message finds someone well. Be your best self, as I always say. Aspire to be your best. Continue to keep going. And it's like looking for gold. You gotta take that pick hammer. Keep striking that wall until you find it, until you open it. Anyways, you guys have a wonderful day, and keep going. Don't stop. Bye.